and it's all over the place. So this is a live version on YouTube and Periscope, which is basically live on Twitter, and Facebook, my Facebook, I guess, since we don't want to have to waste cash.
Valuable funds, yes.
To stream it on the Facebook page, so whatever. It's not showing me that it's live on Twitter yet, so I hope that works. I gotta make sure that works before we really get rolling. It is live, we're good, okay. Volume should be good. Last time I didn't put the volume on. That was at the beginning. That was a dumb move.
So you double checked it this time.
Yeah, we're good to go.
That's what I like to hear.
Okay, so
yeah, new experience. Doing this live, we'll see how it goes. May do more live episodes. Just kind of feeling it out this time. So
yeah, we'll take any of your questions as well. That'll just add to the deal. And the problem is that we don't have a schedule yet, which is really, really annoying. I mean, especially when every other conference is putting something out, like a conference schedule or part of a non-conference schedule, or showing us a schedule of all the games that they've scheduled. Now, part of me thinks that maybe the multi-team event that was supposed to be in Champaign, maybe there's some issues with that. I don't think any of the teams that are supposed to be in that have shut down their facilities, as far as I know. But I don't know.
Yeah, what are we, 2 weeks away? So
yep,
they need to get one out.
12
soon.
days. 12 days.
12 days.
12. So
we will have basketball for about a week, and then probably get shut down.
I think we'll be good.
Okay.
I don't think it could be a bigger mess than college football. College football has games canceled left and right everywhere. You got LSU, Alabama canceled. I mean, it's just a mess. And the good thing...
There's a good chance that happened in college basketball, too, though.
The good thing... Here's the difference, though. You're dealing with up to 100 people with a college football team. You have all the players, all the coaches, all the trainers. For college basketball, what are you dealing with? 20 at the most? I mean, 12, 13 players, 4 or 5 coaches? I mean, you're not dealing with as much. It should be a lot easier to handle.
True.
Way easier.
We'll see.
And, in this state, it's quite a mess. Bad leadership gets you what you're asking for.
Okay, politics. Wow.
But I'm not, I think everyone agrees that almost every leader in the country's handled this poorly. But I'm not, naming names, but you know who I'm talking about. So we'll start with a guy that they need to get, which is Ty Washington. And, great name. Seems like a good enough guy. Know nothing about him. I think he'll be good. Get him in there. Let's roll.
Seems to be, pretty solid. We've talked about him a little bit, but 6'3", 185-pound point guard from Arizona. Right now he's ranked the number 57th best player in the class of 21 and the number 8 point guard. So he had a few games. They're doing a bubble, I believe, down in Arizona. So had a few games down there. He played West Oaks, which went up against Wesley Cardet, who Illinois is also pursuing. And Ty apparently went off during the tournament. Against West Oaks, he had 34 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, a block, and he took a charge, which you always love to see players taking charges, giving up their body for the team. So Cardet Jr. had 33 points that game, so he had a solid game. The next game, Ty went for 22 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. And then the next game, he had 29 points. So Ryan Evan, who has been on the show before, we talked about him a little bit, said that he showcased finishing ability, clutch threes, and a silky smooth confidence. So would be a very good get for Illinois. Grind Session is who is putting on this bubble, and they tweeted out, make no mistake about it, Ty Washington is a pro. They believe that he has pro talent. So another great thing to hear. As far as we know, he's going to make his decision on Sunday. And Derek Piper of 247 said that his father said he could see his son playing at Illinois. So good signs.
What does the crystal ball say? I think it was Illinois. I think
there was one crystal ball pick. I don't know if anybody else has put one in. The Illini staff is doing a Zoom meeting today with Ty and his family. So I guess we'll know more Sunday.
I'm going to look up right now. Crystal ball, Ty Washington right now. Here we go.
Yeah. from what I know, only one guy put in a crystal ball right now.
Well, you know what? Clearly they think they know what they're talking about, so I'm going to take their word.
But yeah, if we get Ty, have Curbelo back, have Adam Miller back for year 2. I know that you really think that he's leaving one and done, but
yeah, he is.
Miller's not even on a lot of like freshman impact player lists this
because
year.
People are idiots, that's why. And he would be if Iowa wasn't back, I think. He'd be, way more. He'd have the ball way more. There's no crystal ball predictions for him right now, but if you look at rivals in the future cast, 67% Illinois. So,
That's good.
So basically, the future cast over the last 4 days, or I guess one of them a month ago was Creighton on October 14th. Rob Cassidy on November 9th put his future cast from Creighton to Illinois. And then some other person on November 10th went from Arizona State to Illinois. So people are changing their crystal balls, say he's going to go to Illinois. But
I think it's
we've seen this before.
I think it's between Illinois and Creighton right now, from what I've read. So hopefully Illinois is making that final push this weekend to get him on Sunday. But I
feel like
having a Zoom call today, I think, is pretty big, considering that he's committing in 2 days.
Illinois and Creighton are in similar situations. They both have star guards who are probably gone after this year. You look at Ayo Dosunmu at Illinois and Zagorowski at Creighton. But, hey, I'd rather play in the Big Ten than the Big East at this point. That's no shot at the Big East. Fine conference, but, Yeah,
Big Ten's pretty solid.
And Illinois is probably going to win the championship this year, let's be honest. Don't write down that I said that, but,
It's all on recording now. So
yeah, well, someone will...
You said it.
Good thing we don't have that many listeners, or else someone would clip that. But Luke Goody officially signing with the Illini. Now, I have a bit of a problem, a little of a bone to pick with him in a moment, but you can say whatever you have in front of that.
Yeah, he signed on Wednesday. He was supposed to sign on the 16th, so that would have been Monday, I believe. Ended up signing early. Only guy Illinois has officially right now for 2021. Only commit they actually had before he signed. So he has been putting on muscle, they say. He's up 200 pounds from 175 over the summer. So talented shooter. He's going to be fun to watch, I believe. And it'll be nice to have that one of those guys that just are an outside threat. Illinois, I mean, they kind of had it with Griffin a little bit last year, but he was pretty streaky. So I'm hoping that Goody is better than that. So he did quote, they put this out, Illini Basketball put this out today, I believe. Luke Goody said, "I chose Illinois because I wanted to be part of a winning program. Between the coaches, teammates, and the school, it became an obvious choice. I'm excited to compete and represent the Illini fans in a winning way."
Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't want to overreact to this because it's really nothing at the end of the day, but I'd be a little careful calling Illinois a winning program at this point. Now, should they be a winning program in the next few years? Yes. They haven't really done anything. They would have made the tournament, yes, but don't phrase it like you're going to Kentucky, just to be fair.
I understand what you're saying.
Just to be fair.
But it's good to somebody that wants to be at Illinois.
Someone who's delusional and thinks they're a great program. Yes,
hey,
I agree.
They're going to be. Remember, somebody just said they're going to win the national championship this year.
Somebody did say that. I don't think we know who said that, but someone said it. Yeah.
I just threw this in here because I know how much you love Michigan. Michigan signed class of 2021 Musa Diabate. He's a top 20 recruit, and Michigan is loaded for the class of 21. 5-star Caleb Houston, 4-star Frankie Collins, 4-star Kobe Buffkin, 4-star Isaiah Barnes, and 3-star Will Shedder. So Michigan's going to be good next year.
That's a problem.
If they all stay, if there aren't any NCAA violations or...
There will be. And if there isn't, I will bring it to light just for the people out there. Who's a bigger cheater at recruiting when it comes to newer coaches, Hardaway or Howard? I think Hardaway, but I don't hate Juwan Howard, so I don't want to call him out. It's a little
So
suspicious.
you
I mean,
hate,
Michigan's a
you
good
hate
program.
Penny Hardaway? Is that
Not a
what you're
fan. Not a
telling
fan. I think he's a fraud.
me? Wow. Okay.
Until he can prove to me that he can coach, and I'm supposed to be like a national. I have a top 40. I did a podcast about a top 40. I know way more about basketball, college basketball, than Andy Katz. That kind of thing. So I'm supposed to be nice to people, I guess. Andy Katz is nice to everyone. He's never criticized anyone in his life when it comes to college basketball because he works for NCAA.com. Absolutely. I mean, what? You pick the number one guy that nobody likes, and if they do like him, they're faking it. Come on. I mean, you got to do better than that.
Man, I can't wait until Andy Katz comes on the show.
Well, I think he would if we asked him, just because, number one, do you think anyone actually really wants him on their show or requests it? Let's be honest. And number two, he doesn't have someone to, tip to him that I've been critical, say the least, of him.
Just a smidge critical. But.
Well, no one else calls him out, so I guess I have to.
Class of 22, Trey Pettigrew named his top 7. Illinois was included on it. We have talked about Trey in the past. He was the number 2 Illinois player for the class of 22 in Illinois, but he is now in Arizona. I don't know how he falls into that. Probably the number 67 player in Arizona because they're actually playing basketball there and everybody's moving there. But among his top 7, Illinois, of course, Georgia, Penn State, Western Illinois. Western Illinois makes all these Illinois guys Final 5 now these days with their new coach. Missouri, Milwaukee, and Nebraska. But good sign for Illinois fans. His pin tweet is the tweet saying that he got an offer from Illinois. So I think that he really wants to come to Illinois. It'll just be how hard Illinois pushes to get him. And if there's a spot for him that gives him more playing time than he probably wants. So
if this were a few years ago, he would probably commit to Illinois then go to Missouri. Remember that. Speaking of which, great to see Jeremiah Tillman last night on the live stream. Great to see him. Yeah, what a player, right? How about that? He says he's going to Illinois, then ditches, and now Illinois has someone who's 10 times better than them, and someone who will never. Jeremiah Tillman will never reach the level of Kofi Coburn. Thank you.
Well, see, I didn't get to watch the coin flip. He was on the coin flip.
He was talking. Oh yeah, Andy Katz, you're so smart. Oh yeah, him and Coach Martin, who I like. Good, seems like a good enough guy. Quanzo Martin, good guy. But he has douchey players, Mark Smith and Jeremiah Tillman. And if Illinois doesn't beat Missouri by 50, I will be disappointed.
Yeah, I hope so. Kofi has been named to the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award watch list. I think as Illinois fans, we all know that Kofi is a top 20 center in the nation, if not top 10, maybe even top 5. I don't know. Last year, he averaged 13.3 points per game, 8.8 rebounds per game, and 1.4 that says assists. Who wrote that? Blocks per game. What do you think his stats will be this year? Or are we going to talk about that later?
Well, if I had to guess right now,
later episode,
I would say 12 points, 10 rebounds, around the same blocks.
So you don't think he's going to get any more points? Because Illinois has too many scores.
Logic tells me that Adam Miller coming in and Io probably taking it to another level would tell me that he's not going to have the same numbers as last year.
All right.
And fair also, enough. They actually have guys on the bench that can score, and you would assume that Trent Frazier's going to have a better season, so yeah.
Yeah.
But if it becomes I think non-conferences where he's really going to score a lot, and then a lot of Big Ten games when the Big Ten has a lot of great big men. Trace Jackson Davis, Luka Garza, the other bums that I don't really know about. Who's the freshman at Michigan? What's his name? Oh, God. Center.
You're the big basketball guy, you tell me.
Oh, damn it. I should know this. I really should.
Why don't you look that up?
I'm actually embarrassed. Who doesn't know the freshman center on Michigan? Michigan basketball 20. This is unprofessional, but who cares, right?
Yep.
All right. Let's see here. Hunter Dickinson, freshman, 7'1".
Oh yeah.
That's who I was thinking of. Seems like a good player apparently, so we'll see.
Kofi being named to the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award and Io being named to the Bob Cousy Award makes them only one of 3 teams with players on both of them. Virginia has Kai Clark and Jay Huff, and Duke has Kie, sorry. And Duke has Trey Jones and Mark Williams. And your boy Kofi, I know he's getting up a lot of threes. They did show some more video of him just draining threes.
Why can't they make that like the big secret going into the season? Like Kofi pulls up from 3 and nobody knows it. And the reason that I said Kihei is because he's one of my favorite players in the ACC. Stud guard, perfect player for Virginia. And I got to say, I'd like to see Illinois play Virginia, but I like the Duke matchup. So, And I don't know who Mark Williams is. So, I haven't been paying attention, I guess.
That's your job.
And I thought Trey Jones was like 28 years old by now.
Probably.
Well, he has a brother that was there, so I guess you can mix those up.
Kofi and Io were also both named to the preseason All Big Ten team. Just kind of threw that in there. Illinois apparently doesn't have the star power to match Iowa, but just got 2 guys on the preseason All Big Ten team.
It's weird. Weird how that works. Now, did the preseason All Big Ten team also feature 2 Iowa players or no?
Negative.
Weird.
Just
that
one.
Is crazy. Who are the other 2? We got Garza, Io, Kofi, and then. Let me guess. Guessing. Give me a sec.
Let me guess.
Are they guards? Gotta be guards.
I didn't even look.
Isaiah Livers might be on there. And
jeez.
This is very important. This is what the viewers, when there's like nobody actually watching or sending us questions.
There were 2 Iowa guys. Wieskamp was on it.
Okay, but compare the 2 versus the 2. It's not fair.
There's like 10 guys on this.
Okay, so that's not even stupid.
Thanks a lot, Big Ten.
I can guess all the other ones right now. Isaiah Livers is definitely on there, right?
No.
What? What are they, insane? Just because he was hurt last year? Okay.
You ready?
I got this. Aaron Henry. No. Yes.
Yes. Aaron Henry.
Nailed it. Michigan State. Trace Jackson Davis should be on there.
Yes.
Okay. Who else is in this conference?
I gave you one. Wieskamp, obviously.
Penn State doesn't have anybody.
There's a Minnesota player.
Okay. The guard on Minnesota, right?
Marcus
Carr. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Purdue player.
Purdue. Is Harm still there? No, he's not, right? He left. I don't know anything about Purdue, so there you go.
Trevion Williams.
Heard of him?
Rutgers player.
Well, it's got to be either Ron Harper Jr. or what's the other dude's name? Geo Baker's on there, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Is that it?
And then one from Wisconsin.
Reavers?
Yep.
What a joke.
So, anyways,
Wisconsin is so overrated.
That's your 20 men All Big Ten team.
It's so dumb how that works. Why can't we just have like 5? And if there was 5, it should be Kofi, Io, Garza, anyone else that isn't from Iowa, in my opinion.
Probably.
I mean,
Right.
Geo Baker should probably be on there. He's a killer. What do we got next? Io is named to the AP preseason. Sorry, the Associated Press. Very credible organization. Yeah. AP preseason All-American team, alongside Luka Garza, Jared Butler of Baylor, Remy Martin of Arizona State, Cade Cunningham, who's a freshman of Oklahoma State, and Corey Kispert of Gonzaga. Same as CBS, except they have 6 adding Remy Martin to the list.
Mm-hmm.
So, why is Cade Cunningham already overrated? Your thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, isn't that what you do?
When you're the number 1 recruit, I guess you have to make sure that you...
They're always going to be on these lists.
Are they always good, though?
No.
I mean, when was the last one that wasn't
Usually
good?
They are.
I mean, Wiseman really didn't play last year. Other than that, I mean, Zion Williamson was number 1. I think Jahlil Okafor was number 1. Yeah. I think Anthony Davis might have been number 1. A lot of guys that went to Kentucky were number one, so there you go.
Yeah. CBS also did top 101 best college basketball players. Io came in third on that list behind Garza.
Okay, hang on a sec. Oh, Cade Cunningham's better than 2 years of Io DeSumo? Makes sense. How about you show some damn respect and put Io at number 2?
I don't know. But, it's just weird. Like, it makes you wonder, like, Io was going to be, like, was predicted as a late round, second round pick, or, if he got drafted. And now he's the third best college basketball player. So,
well,
and just
there's a lot of
players have left and stuff.
A lot of guys who aren't playing college basketball that are going to get drafted, like LaMelo Ball and some of the guys overseas. Like, there's like always a random like Norwegian point guard or something. Yeah. And I think being a really good college basketball player has proven if you're like a 3 or 4 year college basketball player, you're probably not going to be that high of a draft pick unless you were just like the national player of the year like Obi Toppin, right? So, I mean, look at someone like Cassius Winston. Is he even going to get drafted? Second round, Sure. So that's kind of how it works.
Not NBA. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's a different game.
But, these evaluators that do mock drafts are mostly idiots, so, it's all up for debate.
Not as smart as you when you're putting out your list.
Obviously not, no. It's not even close.
There's been reports that Io's been coming to the gym at 5 a.m. lately, and this is rubbing off on the rest of the team. A lot of guys are showing up, putting in work.
They don't have anything else to do, though. I mean,
exactly. But that's the kind of thing that changes a program, I feel. That's what's going to make Illinois the winning program that Luke Goody wants.
Well, so I hope so.
Yep. College hoops schedule 2020 scheduling. I just put this on there. Of course, Illinois fans, we don't have a schedule yet. 12 days, as Ethan had just said. It could be worse. So it could be a lot like the Patriot League. I don't know if you saw this, but they are not allowing travel on airplanes. So Boston and Holy Cross will play each other 6 times this year.
That'll be good. Create a rivalry out of that. I'm sure that'll be on ESPN. Everyone's going to be like, oh, man, did you see Game 5 between Boston and Holy Cross? Wow. And also, they could be like the Ivy League.
7 or anything. So.
The Ivy League canceled basketball, right?
This year?
Pretty sure.
I don't know. I know they canceled.
Pretty sure they canceled like everything.
They just canceled life.
They think they're so smart. They got all this money. Look at how much I was listening to the radio earlier this morning. Look up how much money these schools have. They don't need money. They just cancel it because they think they're scientists and they're smart and they have degrees from Harvard. Oh, man.
When you charge $50,000 a year for e-learning, I mean, you got plenty of money.
Bryce Aiken, right, who was at Harvard, did he leave? He's gone, right? He's way too good of a player to be in that trash conference. What a joke. They should give a Patriot League team 2 spots. The top 2 teams of the Patriot League make the tournament. Boom.
What if it's just Boston and Holy Cross?
Boom.
And they got to play each other. I think they play the play-in game against each other.
Now, next year in the Patriot League, I hear that they're just going to eliminate everyone else, and Boston and Holy Cross are going to play each other 28 times. So that'll be good.
That'd be awesome.
Creating a hell of a rivalry. 34 games in the last 2 seasons and 17-17. So quite a duo.
So the first Associated Press top 25.
Gotta have a problem with this too. Man.
And Illinois comes in at number 8.
That's cool as long as they aren't behind whoever you're about to name, which I'm not okay with.
The Big Ten has half the teams in the top 25. So this is how crazy the Big Ten's going to be this year. Iowa's at number 5. Wisconsin's at number 7. Illinois, of course, at number 8. Michigan State is at 13. Ohio State is at 23. Rutgers at 24. And Michigan at 25.
Well, let's compare my top 40 to those teams, shall we? Thank you. All right.
How many do you have in your top 25?
I have Iowa at 5, okay? I have Illinois at 6. I have Wisconsin at 8. I have Michigan State at 11. I have Rutgers at 20. and Ohio State at 25. So I don't have Michigan there.
What do you got Michigan at?
Michigan is at
Are they in your top
33.
40? Okay.
And the reason I think I put 33 before Chaundi Brown got a waiver, like I said, big returning players with Livers, Wagner, Brooks, and others. Chaundi Brown, big transfer from Wake Forest, and will boost their lineup after getting a waiver to play in 2020-21. Michigan could surprise some in the Big Ten. I said that now also thinking about
Remember
that.
when we thought Chaundi was coming out? Oh, wait. We never thought that.
Well,
we were
you
just
know.
hoping.
Yeah, what a loser he is, huh?
Illinois doesn't need him this year.
He's a
anyways.
good player.
If he was getting a waiver, I understand why he didn't come.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan's going to be good. I just think that 25 is a bit high. I think if I redid my rankings going into the season again, I'd probably have them like 30 or 29. But other Big Ten teams in my top 40, there are none. So there you go. Actually, wait, yeah. I think I had Indiana close, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I had Indiana at 28.
So how many Big Ten teams do you have in the top 40?
Oh, boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8.
8?
Yeah. And there's really no one else after that that's really that close. I mean, I guess Purdue could be close.
Well, Minnesota's coach, Richard Pitino, said that he believes the Big Ten could send 12 to 13 teams to the NCAA tournament.
Your team's not getting in, Dick Pitino. Sorry.
He's trying. He's trying. So
I think about 8 or 9 would probably be what I would think. 8 to 9, maybe 10. I don't think that Minnesota is going to make the tournament, but who knows? I don't know. I think he's trying to sweet talk his way to the committee already before the season even started, which is a little bit embarrassing. And I have to say, I'm glad he's not my coach. So his dad's a better coach. And if they had Iona play Minnesota, Iona will win by 70. Doesn't matter who's playing. Go ahead.
Big thoughts. Okay. WritingIllini.com put out an article. Our Fighting Illini were one of the worst 3-point shooting teams last year.
Yep.
I don't think there's really a surprise here, but Illinois only shot 18 threes per game, which was 301 out of 353 college basketball teams. They shot 30.3% from three, which ranked 311th in the nation, and last in the Big 12 and 12th in attempts. So
good job, boys.
That's not good, but it sounds like, with Miller and Austin Hutcherson, who averaged about 7 threes a game at Wesleyan, shot about 40% from three. And, Io's been working on his game, and Kofi. So I feel like Illinois' 3-point shooting should be a lot better this year. But just thought it was an interesting stat to throw out there, let you guys know about. So.
Yeah, this should improve with a better Trent Frazier and Adam Miller, right? I mean, come on.
I would think. I didn't
listen to like anything you just said, so I just assumed you brought up someone like that.
You literally said what I just said. But you wanted to put this on there. Writing Illini also had a poll on Twitter. If you were going to start a team, who would you pick first? Io DeSumo, D. Brown, Frank Williams, or Nick Anderson?
Even though he snubbed us, I think I'd take D. Brown, even though actually the top two both kind of did. But, we can give one a pass.
Yeah, I mean, I would take D. Brown just because D. Brown was,
energy guy.
D. Brown, yeah, he was Illini basketball back when Illini basketball.
Not saying that Io DeSumo isn't, but, I would kind of, honestly, I'd kind of look at this. That might stir some controversy. I don't think I'll say that.
Okay.
I'm going to say maybe Trent Frazier's more kind of like that guy. Senior, been here the whole time. He was one of the guys that didn't pull what is known as one of the weakest moves in the history of college basketball, which was Jeremiah Tillman and Mark Smith, a couple of clowns. Trent Frazier didn't do that, so very big ups to him.
True.
And he's DM'd me back. D. Brown, Io DeSumo didn't even direct message me back. Trent Frazier has before in the past. So maybe we try to get Frank Williams or Nick Anderson on at some point. Give that a go. See if we can go for 4. Be a hell of a job.
Sounds good. We can get all the nobody to come.
Anyone who's listening, if they want to comment on this, if you're a fan of the team, and I don't know why you'd be listening if you weren't, but we appreciate it regardless. Who would you pick out of those four? I think a lot of people are going to say Io because the whole prisoner of the moment thing.
Right.
Which
right, but,
I will not fall to.
And I say D Brown because that's, 2000, those years were when I got big into Illinois basketball.
And starting a team and who's a better player is two different things.
True.
Like, D Brown's a perfect guy to start a team with. I would assume who's probably a better player, or gonna be this year. I think he'll surpass him if he hasn't, which he probably hasn't in a lot of people's eyes. But Nicholas Beatty in the YouTube comments says, "Go Illini." Okay, all right, good. I would tend to agree. I try not to do that cringe, weird stuff that some people do, but
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's just I find it hard to believe that all these people act like they're the biggest fans ever. Then you go to the #Illini section during a bad game, and it is, out of all the teams that I root for, it is one of the worst.
Oh,
I mean, it's bad with the Packers and the Cardinals, but man, it's pretty bad with the Illini.
Yeah, I know you run our Twitter account, so I hope you don't get us banned from Illinois.
I don't think I will. I think I'm going to be a lot more professional.
That's what I like to hear.
And it's easy for me to take the high road when everyone else is complaining the entire time and saying, like, oh, the IO sucks. This program's taking 100 steps back.
So we won't have to.
That'll work. They'll go 27-1, but they'll lose to, like, Northwestern or worse, Wright
like
State.
A Big Ten championship to me. So,
well, we'll see.
I did throw this in here. I know we've talked about it in the past few podcasts because Illinois, as far as basketball at the high school level, is kind of in limbo. More kids are leaving. Landon Moore, who is from Bloomington High School, is transferring to play in Indiana. And I feel like this was significant because his dad is the principal at Bloomington High School and on the board of directors at the IHSA. So if kids that the principal and also acting on the board of directors are leaving Illinois, there's no way that kids are going to play this year.
It's a mess. It's
kind of sad. But.
Well, it's an embarrassment that a state such as this, which has been good for basketball talent, and I don't think there's a state in this entire country better at producing great basketball talent that leaves to go play somewhere else, or leaves and, like, let's say Anthony Davis grows up in Chicago, plays there, goes to Kentucky, doesn't want to stay at Illinois.
Now they're just leaving before they get out of high school.
Yeah, so they're getting even better. I think next step is leaving before junior high.
Yeah.
We'll be really full circle there. Also, Nicholas also says, grew up in Champaign all my life, living in Chicago now, need to talk Illini hoops. One of the subscribers, we appreciate that. He also said, my friend is a sports podcast that has a pretty good following based out of Champaign that could help both of you grow. Okay, we'll
awesome. Thank you.
We'll recircle around back to that if you want to send us a message or okay, got the @ names. I'll look into them later. But the farm, worst name ever. They need to change that. First practice there since March 8th happened apparently, which I didn't even know about. Shows how much I guess I'm not paying enough attention.
I'm pretty sure you retweeted it on the.
I retweet like everything they tweet without actually looking at what it is.
That makes sense then. So yeah, they had their first practice there. First time they've been in the gym since March 8th, which is absolutely insane to think about. So
8 months, right? That's good math. Quick math too. That's impressive math.
Yeah. So we don't have a schedule yet, of course, but the bragging rights.
Let me read how I wrote this, okay?
Go ahead. It's all on you, man.
I think a lot of people that have listened to this.
I didn't even read this yet.
A lot of the people that have listened to this podcast, they know how I feel about Andy Katz. And I'm not, let me just say this before I say anything. I'm not attacking him personally. I don't think he cares what someone who is as young as me gives a damn what they say about him. But
right.
I'm critical of him professionally, right? I think he's probably a good person personally. All that stuff is thrown out the window when it comes to this. So, December 12th, 2020, Bragging Rights is back. The clown, known as Andy Katz, flipped a coin on a Thursday night live stream to determine where the game would be played. And of course, rigged as it was, the game will be played in Columbia, Missouri. It's time for revenge. The Illini are far better than what Mizzou has. And, last year I remember on this very podcast we talked about before the game, Illinois is a lot better than Missouri. They should beat them, and they laid an egg. Hopefully that doesn't happen again this year, because you look at 10 days. You play Baylor in Indianapolis, you play Duke at Cameron Indoor, and then you play in Columbia after a rigged coin flip against Missouri, right? Yeah, so, obviously, if Illinois loses this game, I'm 100% blaming Andy Katz and going from there.
Yeah, I heard that he did the old flip and then catch and then did this. Is that true?
That should be illegal. I didn't see it.
Yeah, absolutely illegal. That's what I mean. He obviously flipped it, felt what side he wanted, and then put it on his hand. I mean,
and there was like a coin flip expert there too. That
the coin flip
what was the appeal? Do they think that people actually had this, like Andy Katz is a big following or something? I mean, why don't they just have like me do it?
Isn't Andy Katz? Well, I don't even know. That's a good question.
He's an NCAA.com expert.
Did he do the game last year?
What game?
Does he announce games?
Not that I know of, no.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have any idea then.
Here's the thing. People think he knows stuff about college basketball. He doesn't. Okay? I know way more, let's be honest. And also, how about this? I pay attention to every other sport, and I still know more. And that's all he does. He just sits there in front of a screen, and he's like, let me think of the easiest question I can ask you. That's Andy Katz. Illinois' side was down. I could see it when he flipped it. That is what Robert Barrow says on Facebook, and he obviously knows, so we can confirm that thing was rigged.
Confirm that it was rigged.
And if they lose, we know why. And also, like I said, I'm not attacking Andy Katz personally. I think he's a very shitty reporter. I think he does a terrible job. But at the end of the day, sure, he's a great guy, okay?
I think that you might just be jealous of him.
No.
Okay.
I'm not jealous of someone who sits in front of some screen that says NCAA on it and just talks into the camera and asks the easiest questions to everyone that he talks to.
Yeah, we need harder questions, Andy.
Jeremiah, as a Missouri basketball player, what's your favorite color? It's that kind of stuff. I mean, that didn't exactly happen, but it...
Did he say orange and blue?
Okay. That guy, Jeremiah Tillman, should have never left. But, what was I going to say? You made me lose my thought. Oh, boy.
I'm sure it was something nice.
I had something good. Okay. I think he's probably held back a little bit from being critical of anything if he wants to be because he works for NCAA.com, right? Mm-hmm. So he probably can't be too critical of anybody, which is so stupid. I mean, it's so dumb. Just because he works for NCAA.com, he should be able to, like, oh, this team sucks. This team is good. Why can't we just do that?
I don't know.
I know there's a professional side to it.
That we need real reporting, not this fluff.
In every aspect of life we do, yes. Sports reporting, all the other types of reporting. I mean, it's a mess. And these people who call themselves journalists and get offended if you don't call them a journalist, and this is the same in sports too, and I don't want to be too critical because maybe this is my future, right? So
right.
These people who get offended,
burning the bridges.
Well, I don't even care at this point. The people who are called journalists, and they're sports journalists, and they think they're saving the world by reporting on sports. No, you're not. It's not true. Some people take it a little too seriously. And we need, I think we need stuff like Barstool, They don't take it all seriously. Yeah. And they have a huge following. Why don't we pay attention to that? And I just said huge like I'm from New York. I don't know why I said that. We need people who don't take their job 100% serious, and we need cussing on live TV. What does this country become? Where's the cussing? We need that. Like, we're just gonna whenever a team wins the championship, we're gonna mute whenever they say the F word. I mean, seriously. I don't even think that happens in Canada. And Canada is a pretty soft country. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to get too deep.
Yeah, Ethan Carter TED Talk. Anyways,
that just filled like 4 minutes, and it was pretty good, and people are going to be entertained because I don't think anyone
love it.
I don't think anyone just listens to this for all this happy talk about the Illini. I mean, we got to be cutting edge. We got to talk, SHIT about people. And it's all being a fan. That's all part of being a fan. So anyone that takes this personally, if Andy Katz heard this and took it personally, I'd have even less respect for him. So there you go.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
that's
sure
good.
that he'll be crying himself to sleep tonight when he hears how we're talking about him.
Should I tag him in the tweet whenever I post the podcast
I'm
thing?
surprised you didn't when you said something about the coin flip, or did you?
Well, the first time that I really ever ripped him in one of the first episodes, in the tweet I put at the Andy Katz is a fraud, and he never responded or block. He didn't block me, so shouts on that. He probably didn't even see it because he's so famous, right?
Probably got his notifications turned off.
He probably muted me. That's taking the easy way out there on Twitter. I like that feature. I got like 1,000 people muted, like 400 people blocked. If I see anything stupid, I don't give them a chance. I block them. So like. Does Jeremiah Tillman have a Twitter? Because if he did, I'd block him because I don't even care. Mark Smith, same thing. So, John Gross, same thing. It's no nonsense. I wouldn't do that to John Gross just because he's still a head coach and all that. But I guess that's good, right? We did a good job. That's 40 minutes.
Did you try to make it over 40 minutes since you paid the $15?
It was a little bit of a test. It was a little bit of a test to see if it would go, and it did go. So
okay.
All right, so episode 34 is going to come out before the season starts because we got to do a predictions episode.
Yeah, once we get a schedule.
Yeah, and
if you're listening, Illini basketball, can we get a schedule, please?
Can't be their fault though. It's got to be the Big Ten. Which, by the way, it's been a rough year for the Big Ten. The management of the Big Ten sucks, and we see that with football. Oh, you test positive? How about you sit out 746 days? Basically how it works, and I hope that the 21-day thing has to be gone when basketball starts, right?
I would think.
It makes no sense. So if Kofi and Io are close contacts to someone who tests positive, they have to sit out for 3 weeks? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay. All right, so episode 34 will be within the next 12 days because that's when the season starts, and if there's any delays to the season, I'm going to be very depressed. So yeah, we'll do that episode live probably. We'll take questions and all that stuff. So yeah, so thank you for joining, and we'll see you within the next 12 days for episode number 34.